Thank you everyone for tuning into Azi Talk Show today. We have an incredible subject. We're going to get right into it. And I wanted to appreciate all of you for leaving your comments, giving me thumbs up on all the videos, and please share with us any specific subject on holistic lifestyle that you want us to do research for you. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. We have an incredible guest, Mr. Brian. We're going to be talking about wasabi. And you guys have to know the truth about wasabi, because the wasabi you know and you eat with your sushi is not a real wasabi. Stay tuned. So we're going to be talking about wasabi today, and the wasabi you know is not really the truth about wasabi. We're going to get right into it. Thank you so much, Brian, for coming to the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
And I'm Dr. Brian Oates, and I'm the President and Chief Science Officer for Pacific Coast Wasabi and Wasabi Essentials. PCW is the company that grows wasabi here in British Columbia and in other locations on the West Coast. Wasabi Essentials is our company which takes the raw material and develops products from it. Cosmetics products, veterinarian products, dietary supplements, and ultimately biopharmaceuticals.
I love that. The first time I ever came across the word wasabi as a supplement was actually a book that I was reading. It's called Toxic by Suzanne Summers. And when I was reading about antioxidant and anti-inflammatory supplements that she was recommending, because it's a beautiful book, it was talking about wasabi. And I was like, what? You can actually take wasabi in pill forms. And then I started researching more and more about it because I wanted to feature it on the show. And I was just so shocked by the truth about wasabi. And then I came across your brand. And today I want to go over all the details and all the tremendous benefits of using wasabi. And tell us, what is the truth about wasabi? Is it real, the one that we actually take with our sushi? Is it a real wasabi?
In most restaurants, it is imitation. It's horseradish, other chemicals, and food coloring to attempt to come up with a flavor profile similar to the real wasabi. The difficulty with the real wasabi is it is considered one of the hardest plants on the planet to grow. And it is. We have been growing it for 30 years now, and we are the largest operation outside of Japan growing what's called Sawa style or Sawa quality wasabi. Our quality is good enough that the Japanese have said it is comparable to their top quality.
Yeah, I love that. That's amazing. And just to give the viewers a little bit of history about wasabi, according to my research, Japanese started using wasabi when they were serving raw fish, right?
That's right.
Or raw seafood, because it would get rid of, in combination together, because seafood can be contaminated with a lot of fungus, a lot of bacteria, viruses, and they would, in the old days, they would actually use the real wasabi with it to get rid of all of those bacteria in the body when you eat seafood, right?
Well, there are a lot of microorganisms associated with raw fish. And when this all started, it predated refrigeration.
Wow.
And so somehow the Japanese found that if you ate your raw fish with this plant that grew on the edge of the rivers, you no longer got sick. And it started from there. And then the Japanese developed their traditional sawa growing methodology that you can find on the internet, and you'll see that they grow in streams that they have engineered. So the sawa quality wasabi grown in Japan is grown in a riverbed that's always flowing down a mountainside. So their farms are linear, and they start up high and they go down low, down the mountainside. So what we have developed is an ability to grow to that same quality, but in greenhouses, so that we can be much more efficient in the use of space and in the use of water. We use about 0.5% of the amount of water that the Japanese use.
Oh, that's incredible. And where do you do that? It's in Canada, right? In Victoria, was it? Or
Our main operations are on Vancouver Island. And our biggest operation is actually at the north end of Vancouver Island on Malcolm Island.
That's incredible. And you serve or sell your products in different formats, right? You can get the raw, you can get the powder, or you can get it in capsule.
That's right. We sell fresh wasabi, and that is used in two industries, the culinary or restaurants, and we've been doing very well in that area. And we ship as far away as South Africa because it is that limited. We also sell our fresh into the cosmetics sector.
Yeah,
And,
I heard that. A lot of companies, Lush company you were mentioning.
yes, there's a wasabi shampoo made by Lush.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's becoming more popular than ever.
Very good feedback on it, that's for sure. Then our other material we do, and this is more the Wasabi Essentials company, is the processing. And we make wasabi powder that we freeze dry. And that's available both for culinary uses. Some people actually prefer that over the fresh. And then it is also used in other marketplaces, in biomedical uses or supplements for companies to make formulations. And then the last product that we make is an encapsulated form. And that is, we make this product here that is made 100% from the wasabi rhizome that has been freeze-dried, milled, and then encapsulated and bottled. There are no other materials in that product, so it is 100%.
Yeah. So this is, we did a whole bunch of research, and that's why we actually chose your company and your product, because this is the cleanest and the most raw format, I mean the edible format, and the one that you can actually keep it in a bottle format in the market. And I was actually very surprised by that. And what I wanted to get into about this beautiful brand is the benefits of wasabi, because a lot of people have no clue about what it does and what are the incredible things that the transformation that it can do on your nervous system and the rest of your body.
Well, we have had success with treating areas such as allergies. It's been very efficacious for allergies, and that has been for 15, 20 years we've been doing that. But we're also now, in the last couple of years, getting very good results in arthritis. And then more recently, with a naturopath in Florida, we're treating ALS patients.
Wow, that's incredible.
The numbers there are very small, but the success rate has been high. So we're very excited about developing that further.
Wow. Also, when you and me, we were talking about the benefits, you mentioned that it can also help with autism, Alzheimer, Parkinson's disease, or any neurodegenerative diseases, right?
Yes, and what the mechanism involved there is, in really what wasabi is doing is stimulating or reactivating a molecule found in all of our cells, given the acronym NRF2 or NRF2. And it is through that wasabi is able to provide these benefits in a multitude of diseases. It gets this NRF2 reactivated so that that molecule can enter the nucleus in your cells and stimulate some 300 or 400 beneficial genes to produce enzymes and other proteins that have been missing. And on the other hand, it can actually turn off genes that are producing bad proteins and enzymes in our body.
Wow, that is massive.
It's a huge, huge opportunity. It is The NRF2 molecule has only been known for about 25 years now. And the data coming out from scientists just in the last couple of years is getting bigger and bigger and connecting it to so many diseases that anybody who is interested just simply has to go and Google NRF2 and see the list of diseases that are associated with it.
Wow. How about autoimmune diseases? I was reading an article that that the wasabi, pure form of wasabi, can help tremendously with that too.
Again, through the NRF2 molecule, it looks like autoimmune diseases can be affected by this product.
Wow, that's incredible. How about kids, children? Can they actually use the product?
We have not done much with children at this point. I can't see why it would not help, but we just haven't had the opportunity to do that. It is a spicy molecule. Some people can withstand it, type of that aspect in their stomach. Other people can't. We just don't know where kids will fit in this. It's 100% natural plant product. I'm hoping that it'll be fine for children. We just haven't entered into that, let's call it that realm of patience at this point.
Okay. And just as a disclaimer, please, before you add any supplements to your diet or anything, make sure you talk to your physician or your healthcare provider and get their opinion first before you use any product that we recommend to you on the show. And another thing that I wanted to ask you, Dr. Oates, did I say correctly? Yes, yep. I'm so used to calling you Dr. Brian, is how can people store this product? Because as we talked about it before, the product comes as a freeze-dry product, right? So how does the storage of the product?
You would store it no different than you would any other supplement. That is in a cool, space, to keep it out of sunlight, and keep it away from moisture, because that could degrade the product.
Okay, the moisture does, right?
Moisture, absolutely, yes. So again, just if you've got a bottle, just keep the lid on it and keep it in a drawer.
Okay, and as far as the isothiocyanates go, because again, I do a lot of research, and I saw so many other products that claim that they have tremendous amount of isothiocyanates. And how does it go with wasabi?
Well, you have to be careful about what products say, because there are a number of supplements out there that'll talk about SGS products, okay?
What is SGS?
I can't remember the name for it right now, but it may be called glucoraphanin. Okay. The problem is that if those products have not been freeze-dried, the glucoraphanin will not be converted to an isothiocyanate that is the medically active molecule.
What is isothiocyanates? Because a lot of people out there have no clue what that is.
Well, it is what we would call a natural product in plants like wasabi and other crucifers. It is a plant that is a product of, it's a breakdown product. So these crucifers have what we would call a precursor molecule, called a glucosinolate, that if the cells of the plant get damaged, mashed up, macerated, chewed upon, then an enzyme that's there converts it into the biologically active isothiocyanates. Now in nature, that molecule works as an anti-herbivory molecule, but for humans and other animals, it's also got these medical benefits. But in the products that talk about having the glucosinolates, the enzyme involved, which is called myrosinase, is absent because it has not been dried the proper way. And that molecule, that the glucosinolate, is either not converted in our bodies by itself, or is very, very limited conversion, And in and of itself, it is inactive biologically.
I see. And as far as the antioxidants go, wasabi claims, not your brand, just in general, that it has the highest amount of antioxidants. And then on the other hand, we got blueberry. A lot of brands are selling blueberry as the highest amount of antioxidants on earth. So I just want to hear from you. You're the doctor, you're the scientist, and how does that compare together?
It's a bit of a complicated answer, okay? Because in blueberry, there are molecules that are antioxidant. They will basically take out these what are called reactive oxygen species. But for one reactive oxygen species molecule, there's one molecule in the blueberry, takes it out. So it's a 1-to-1. How the wasabi works as an antioxidant is much different because it's not 1-to-1. With the wasabi activating the NRF2 and the NRF2 in turn turning on genes, those genes are producing natural antioxidants that our body makes. And our body doesn't continue to make those as we get older because the NRF2 is not allowed to function.
So blueberries, I wanted to add in there because there's a huge thing about blueberries out there. So the body cannot even digest that much of the antioxidants from blueberry. Is that correct or no?
No, I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, because they're probably very good, but they only last so much. Whereas in our bodies, when we turn on genes that are producing antioxidants, our body's producing them repeatedly for who knows how long. Okay, and that's the difference. It's so that one molecule of NRF2 can produce unknown numbers of antioxidant molecules.
It's just a matter of activating it, right?
Yes,
and the wasabi activates that molecule.
Yeah. Often what you will see is that and we're talking now about allergies as a starting point. When you see certain products that are out there and they talk about use this natural supplement for allergies, and then they say you've got to start a month or two before allergy season. With wasabi, that's not the case. You can have your allergies full blown, take the wasabi capsules, and a couple of hours later, you're good to go. And that we've seen repeatedly. And that's a big difference. The NRF2 activation makes a difference in hours or days, but not months.
Okay. And to clarify for people, what is allergy? Because a lot of people don't know that allergy is actually an autoimmune disease or action in the body, right?
Well, they can be autoimmune, but they can also be our immune system reacting to antigens that are in nature. Alder pollen, okay, springtime allergies here in the Pacific Northwest. It's the pollen acts as the antigen, and some bodies react strongly to that. So what we're doing there is we're blocking that. When we reactivate the NRF2, things get settled down. So we've had numerous people with severe allergies get relief, and so that's important. With areas such as arthritis, again, very fast acting. People have felt benefits within, not always, but very regularly, 2 to 3 hours or overnight from a natural product.
Wow. So it's all about activation of NRF2.
That is.
And as soon as you activate that molecule in your body starts to create its own antioxidants and its own power basically to heal.
Yes, and that's the big thing here is the activation of the NRF2.
Okay, and that's what the magic of wasabi does.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's the difference if some people wanted to eat the paste or the fresh wasabi? Because I know on your website and a lot of your product, you actually have the actual wasabi. We don't have it right now to show, but you can grind it and take it. It has a very strong taste and smell. But how is that different from the capsules? The fresh wasabi, the real one, not the one you take with your sushi, of course.
Well, with the fresh, I mean, we have had people call me up and tell me that they received medical benefits because they were eating fresh wasabi. So for some people, the fresh will work, or for some, situations. One fellow called me several years ago now and was telling how it was controlling his diabetes. Okay, and then you go and have a look, diabetes, NRF2 connection. But he was getting his relief from fresh.
Wow.
And, so that my preference is the capsule story because we can control it, control the timing, the dosage. When you're eating something as spicy as the fresh wasabi, you can't consume as much. It's just too hot and spicy.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's quite spicy, like very, very much. And it may not digest properly in your system too if your system is not really enjoying it, right?
Right. And now another area that we touched on very lightly is the use of wasabi in cosmetics. Mm-hmm. What wasabi can do in the realm of cosmetics is 3 areas: baldness, hair color, and wrinkles.
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm sold. It's sold. I'm already in love.
Yeah, there is some science supporting these areas, and there's a number of anecdotal stories of, people contacting me and say that I've lost half my gray hair.
Oh, wow.
I've seen pictures of people who hair reappeared in bald patches within a week.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, and that's half a dozen people that have done that. So there's a potential there. There's also science supporting wasabi and wrinkles.
So what happens as we age? Is the NRF2 molecule starts to disappear on us? And then it needs to be activated again in order to fight its own battle in the body? Is that what happens?
Yeah, that's not a bad analogy. It gets locked onto by another molecule in our cells and not allowed to go to work. And then our cells actually take it and recycle it. They break it down so it's not there. And what is needed is to break down that complex so the NRF2 is free to actually get back into the nucleus of the cell and activate these beneficial genes that I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm. What causes the disappearance of that molecule? Do we know that yet?
No, we don't know. There are a few theories out there, but
Tell me one, just for my information, my
knowledge.
Well,
this is a crazy one.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's for me, okay? You can listen to it too, but...
This is something I read that says, in an evolutionary sense, this is timed about when we stop reproducing. So it's, okay, you as an individual are no longer
giving
of
birth.
any value.
Oh.
Of keeping your DNA moving, so we'll start to shut you down, and this is how we're going to do it.
So it's a good thing I had twin boys, so my NRF2 is reactivated.
No, you're done. You're finished.
Oh, I'm done. Okay,
so
no more.
And that's a suggestion out there that it's an evolutionary thing, saying, well, okay, this individual is not going to procreate, therefore, evolutionarily, that person is of no value to the.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, You can read books about what they call selfish DNA and things like that, and it's our DNA is controlling everything. We're just a vessel that is carrying the DNA. Just like if you look at viruses, they're just the vessel carrying the RNA or DNA of the virus. Well, we're just a little bit more complex, but there are theories out there, and they're very complex, but saying that they're starting to shut us down because we're a waste of time.
Oh, wow.
And so we're not going to put this on the show, but I've
No,
only,
no, I am
I've
putting
only
it on
seen
this
it.
show. I love it. And you know what? Anything that we talk about the show is our talk, and people can do their own research. You can do your own thing, educate yourself. And again, if you want to use any product, please always talk to your physician or your healthcare provider. But no, I want to learn more. It's amazing.
I mean, again,
Yeah.
that was definitely an aside. It's again the wasabi is probably the most potent biologically occurring activator of the NRF2. Okay, and that comes from my understanding from talking to people who have taken other activators and then they tried the wasabi and then they quit the other ones. Okay. And they said that this is doing a way different job, a way more potent job. The pharmaceutical area obviously is working towards this, but right now there is essentially nothing out there that comes from the pharmaceutical. That is, in a sense, why I mentioned biopharmaceutical at the very beginning, because that is, I would be fairly certain, if this gets the traction that we expect, there will be that area of research will continue. Now, one thing that a Japanese company has said to me is that they now see wasabi as the true anti-aging plant. Because again, NRF2. This is a very conservative company, but one of the biggest wasabi companies in the world. And they, have been doing all the research that we've done.
Yeah.
They've done it too. Independently, they are getting the same results we are. And in fact, prior to COVID, they would send teams to North America and to Europe to go to scientific meetings concerning neurodegenerative diseases.
Diseases, wow.
So they are seeing what we are seeing.
Okay. So the key point here to take is that in order for you to battle anti-aging, to stay stronger, and then to fight diseases in your body, wasabi can activate the NRF2. So it's all about the activation of that molecule in your body.
That is the main part of it. There are probably other parts, but this is the main focus right now. And I am certain there will be other things that come out, but right now it's NRF2.
So for baldness or any skin diseases, psoriasis, eczema, is it better to take wasabi topically or actually ingest the capsules?
The results we've had have all been from systemic, that is from ingesting. Others have shown that topical application also works. So this is another kind of exciting aspect, that we can go after things topically or systemically. Topically, you would think will be faster acting because you can apply it right to the point of where there's an issue. But we've had people take the wasabi capsules and have seen their psoriasis clear up.
Wow.
Other things like that. I mean, right now it's all anecdotal information because there are no clinical trials. So that's where we want to head, is into adding to the science to find out, all the molecules that are in the plant that are biologically active and can make a difference.
But there's so much private studies that are done about wasabi, right? Not too much?
Not compared to other products out there. And again, there are studies, but the scientists that have done those studies didn't have the same focus as we do. So they're not exactly where we want to be. There's one study that we did at the British Columbia Institute of Technology that one of our investors paid for. And I told him that he was basically wasting his money. Only at the end of it, I couldn't believe the results we got from it, because they were actually very exciting. They opened up avenues for the next step of research. Because what they showed is that there are more biologically active molecules in the wasabi, at least in the rhizome, than we thought there were. And that is going to open up other opportunities.
Absolutely. I think wasabi is going to be a game changer. We should bring more awareness to these products. And for one, I actually tried it. I got it from you. You remember the first time I ordered it online from you? I called you, and I wanted to know more about it because I was shocked from the benefits and what it can do to the body. And I used it for my migraine headaches. I had a little bit of back pain and neck pain due to tension of working so much, and it magically helped me a lot. That's why I became even more interested, and I wanted to talk to you about it. But your product, other things that I want people to know about it, is clean product. There is no synthetic fillers, there is no preservatives. And you said something incredible. You said the capsules have double lining, so they don't actually open up in the stomach. They go all the way to the small intestine and they open up there because that's where you get the most absorption, right?
Close. These capsules are called delayed release so that they don't dissolve in the stomach, and you're right on that part. They will break down in the intestine. And there are two reasons for that, because in the intestine, there's going to be a chemical reaction that takes the glucosinolates that I mentioned earlier and an enzyme called myrosinase, and it allows them to get together, because there's now moisture, at the right pH, and then will produce the right end product that is biologically active. Mm-hmm. Also in your intestine, there's a lot more uptake, and so it gets into your system.
Wow. That's magical. Thank you so much, Brian. Everyone out there, do your own research, read the private studies, clinical studies, whatever it is on internet, read about it, learn about it. This is an incredible addition to your supplements. Talk to your doctor or physician or naturopathic doctors and see if it's okay to mix it with your pharmaceutical medications if you're taking any. And this product is going to be available on Amazon, and you can purchase it there. And definitely give this a try. This is magical. I'm speechless. For the first time, I'm actually speechless in my own show because I want to learn so much. Thank you so much for coming. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think we've covered pretty much everything, and I thank you for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah. My pleasure. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and share. We appreciate you, and don't forget you're too blessed to be stressed. Have a beautiful day.